Hey guys, Donald Trump just had Elon Musk list some of the crazy things that he's discovered that the government is funding. This video may actually just blow your mind. Check this out.
And also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million,
right,
etc.?
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position, which is, what happened at USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where does it come from? And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthy at the taxpayer expense. That's the honest truth of it. So, we're looking at, if you look at, say Treasury, for example, basic controls that should be in place, that are in place in any company, such as making sure that any given payment has a payment categorization code, that there is a comment field that describes the payment, and that if a payment is on the do not pay list, that you don't actually pay it. None of those things are true currently. So the reason that departments can't pass audits is because the payments don't have a categorization code. It's like just a massive number of blank checks just flying out the building. So you can't reconcile blank checks.
Wow.
You've got comment fields that are also blank, so you don't know why the payment was made. And then we've got this truly absurd, a do not pay list, which can take up to a year for an organization to get on a do not pay list. And this, we're talking about terrorist organizations, we're talking about known fraudsters, known aspects of waste, known things that do not match any congressional appropriation, can take up to a year to get on the list, and even once on the list is not used. It's mind-blowing. So what we're talking about here, we're really just talking about adding common sense controls that should be present, that haven't been present. So you say, like, well, how could such a thing arise? That seems crazy. When you understand that really everything is geared towards complaint minimization, so then you understand the motivations. So if people receive money, they don't complain, obviously. But if people don't receive money, they do complain. And the fraudsters complain the loudest and the fastest. So then when you understand that, then it makes sense. Oh, that's why everything they approve all the payments at Treasury. Because if you approve all the payments, you don't get complaints. But now we're saying that, no, actually, we are going to complain. If money is spent badly, if your taxpayer dollars are not spent in a sensible and frugal manner, then that's not okay. Your tax dollars need to be spent wisely on things that matter to the people. I mean, these things, it's just common sense. It's not draconian or radical, I think. It's really just saying, let's look at each of these expenditures and say, is this actually in the best interest of the people? And if it is, it's approved. If it's not, we should think about it. So, there's crazy things like just cursory examination of Social Security, and we've got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, do you know anyone who's 150? I don't. Okay. They should be on the Guinness Book of World Records. They're missing out. So, that's a case where, I think they're probably dead. It's my guess. Or they should be very famous, one of the two. And then there's a whole bunch of Social Security payments where there's no identifying information. Well, why is there no identifying information? Obviously, we want to make sure that people who deserve to receive Social Security do receive it, and that they receive it quickly and accurately. I'll tell you another crazy thing. So, one of the things is we are trying to sort of right-size the federal bureaucracy, just make sure that this. Obviously, there need to be a lot of people working for the federal government, but not as many as currently. So we're saying, if people can retire, with full benefits and everything, that would be good. They can retire, get their retirement payments, everything. And then we were told, this is actually, I think, a great anecdote, because we were told the most number of people that could retire possibly in a month is 10,000. We're like, well, why is that? Well, because all the retirement paperwork is manual on paper. It's manually calculated, then written down on a piece of paper. Then it goes down a mine. And I'm like, what do you mean a mine? Like, yeah, there's a limestone mine where we store all the retirement paperwork.
Are you
And you look
serious?
at a picture of this mine. We'll post some pictures afterwards. And this mine looks like something out of the 50s because it was started in 1955. So it looks like it's like a time warp. And then the speed, then the limiting factor is the speed at which the mine shaft elevator can move determines how many people can retire from the federal government.
No
And
way.
the elevator breaks down and then sometimes, and then nobody can retire. Doesn't that sound crazy? There's like 1,000 people that work on this. So I think if we can take those people and say, like, you know what, instead of working in a mine shaft and carrying manila envelopes to, boxes in a mine shaft, you could do practically anything else, and you would add to the goods and services of the United States in a more useful way. So anyway, so I think that's an example. Like at a high level, if you say, like, how do we increase prosperity? Is we get people to shift from roles that are low to negative productivity to high productivity roles. And so increase the total output of goods and services, which means that there's a higher standard of living available for everyone. That's
Okay, guys, we have got to break this down. I almost have no words. I'm going to find the words. Guys, do me a big favor. Hit that thumbs up like button. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate everyone for your support. Okay, how do government officials on a six-figure salary, let's go back to that, end up with tens of millions of dollars in net worth? I think he asked a great question. Are they just great investors? Or is there something corrupt happening behind closed doors? Should we be demanding full transparency on government officials' finances while they are in office? These are people that essentially work for us, the taxpayer, right? We're the ones paying them. Treasury Department is failing audits because it lacks basic financial controls. Payments lack categorization codes, making them impossible to track. Blank checks are being written and cashed with zero oversight. Nobody knows where the money's going. Tax dollars are going to known fraudsters and terrorists. The do not pay list is a joke. It can take up to a year, guys, to flag bad actors. And even after they're on the list, the government still issues payments. And how does this level of incompetence continue? My only thought is maybe it's intentional. Social Security being paid to 150-year-olds. Let's talk about that for a second. There are fraudulent Social Security payments going to people who are supposedly over 150 years old. Right here, the good old United States, your taxpayer money is paying 150-year-old Social Security. Either the U.S. is hiding the world's oldest people, or this is just more corrupt mismanagement. And if we can't even clean out the obvious fraud like this, I mean, we all know that there aren't 150-year-olds, but how many 70 and 80-year-olds are we still paying Social Security on that are no longer with us? How much other waste is happening? That's what you got to think about. And then what absolutely takes the cake. Retirement paperwork for federal employees is literally stored in an underground mine shaft. I was losing my mind when I was listening to him say that. That's real. Like, that would be a comedy. I could see that being a comedy out of Hollywood. No. That's reality. The number of people who can retire each month is limited by, wait for it, how fast the mine shaft elevator moves. Why is the government still running like it's in the 1950s? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's connect the dots together, guys. This isn't just wasteful spending. Understand that. That's not what it is. It's not just wasteful spending. This is how government grows out of control and steals wealth from taxpayers. If they can't even manage the most basic financial controls, how can we trust them to handle healthcare? How can we trust them to handle our infrastructure? How can we trust them to handle education? This is proof, guys. More government is not, I said not, the solution. More government's the problem. Okay, I got questions for you guys. Leave it down. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. What is the most outrageous example of government waste that you just heard about? What is the most or even maybe something we didn't talk about in the video, but it's been coming out in the news, most outrageous example of government waste? Let me know what you think. And do you think the government corruption is worse than we realize? Now, we're already seeing government corruption is bad. Do y'all think it's even worse? And if a company ran its finances like this, how long do you think it'd survive? This has got to be exposed, guys. 100%, it's got to be exposed. Everybody needs to hear this because it's completely unacceptable. So like this video, comment down below, share this video to spread the truth, guys. Let's get it out there. Let's hold the government accountable. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you think really needs to change. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody for watching this video. I'll see y'all later with another update. So make sure you're subscribed. All right, take it easy.